Today we're talking about City Slickers.
I crap bigger than you.
City Slickers is a 1991 American Western comedy film.
It's almost as good as Wild Hogs.
This is a long-running, like Billy Crystal stand-up.
Don't sew up anything that's supposed to remain open, okay?
He sounds like
Joe Pesci.
Joe Pesci, 100%.
Admit it, pal. You had fun.
Hiya, pal.
Also pretty sure what was censored on TV was...
And I say, no shit, you legs. You got a 2,000-pound goddamn crane on.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Cue music.
Do you know what the secret of life is?
No, what?
This.
Your finger?
One thing. Just one thing.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Be Kind, Let's Rewind, the nostalgia podcast no one asked for. Today we're talking about City Slickers.
Rollin', rollin', rollin'. Keep them doggies rollin'. Man, my ass is swollen. Right.
Hello.
Yeah, good job, Shaddy. Dude, City Slickers, for sure saw this in theaters. Pretty sure, Leaf, you were there with me, your family in tow. I think that's like 3 or 4 movies in a row from 91. Turns out
Dude.
we're in the theater a lot.
Constantly, dude. Constantly,
But
man.
this one was a great one, man. What do you remember about seeing it in the theaters other than the delicious popcorn and drinks?
I mean, honestly, not too much, because this one was literally a USA special. It had to have been weekly,
yeah.
man.
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
This one was on TV, like, so much. I honestly don't remember too much about the movie theater experience. I do know we did see it, like, and it's just one of the ones that everybody can watch, man. Like, this one, like, what was even censored on the television version? Like, nothing?
Like, our moms are all over the Billy Crystal aspect of this for sure. Shadow,
Dude.
what about you, dude?
I'm pretty sure I saw it in theaters, but I'm also pretty sure what was censored on TV was...
And I say, no shit, you legs. You got a 2,000-pound goddamn crane on.
Yes, that probably was censored on there. But this, I guess Billy Crystal wrote this or co-wrote this, and I don't think he's even credited for it.
he came up with the idea.
The premise, okay.
Yeah, he was like sitting at home, and I think he was watching a TV show about like extreme vacations or whatever, and then like he came up with the idea of the midlife crisis or whatever, and then handed it off to whoever to pen the script.
It's almost as good as Wild Hogs.
Almost.
Almost as good. That comment led everyone in America over to. I didn't have a 6 hour of me cussing because it didn't work this week. So
Yeah, it worked the first time.
Off to a good start, dude. From the movie, I have myself some coffee. Some coffee. It's battery operated for only $19.95.
I was trying to make a cup of coffee.
Yeah,
It's coffee.
But of course, I have old number 7 Jack Daniels in my coffee because why not Zoidberg, man? Leaf, what do you got?
Why not, dude? All right, you know what? It's summertime, I think, officially. So my wife has some leftover lemonade. The truly unrulies,
nice.
dude.
Okay.
Man, you know what? They're not too bad. Hold on, let me give you a taste test live. Hold on.
Yeah, it's
Wait a minute. It's laughing at me, dude. I want to put my dick in it, dude.
I wanted to put his dick in me.
I wish it were winter. We could make it into ice blocks and skate on it, and then melt it in the springtime and drink it.
It's so good, man. So good.
Chadwick, what do you got, man?
Well, I was going with the summer shaddy,
He's like,
but that Wild Hogs comment made me just go straight to the liquor.
Chadwick will be drinking out of the bottle. I'm gonna be honest. I fucking like Wild Hogs,
Dude, I do too, but like after watching this, I like it less now, man.
The last week of the month, our farewell to Jason as our rewinder of the month. Just for Jason, he requested the dirt bike Jason murder scene. So that will be here. That will be, I believe, 4 murders that we had on the podcast, or 3. I can't remember if there was a murder on the first one, but anyway, it was fun. A fun rewinder of the month week. Jason, thanks for that idea.
That's a good one, Jason.
Thanks for playing along with us, man. So if you too want to be rewinder of the month, be sure to hit us up on socials. And you too can get some free swag, and maybe we'll play a fun game with your name, which just seems like what we're doing now, which is a good time, man. Leaf, why don't you go ahead and kick us off with some boring ass facts?
For those who are uninitiated, City Slickers is a 1991 American Western comedy film filmed for a paltry sum of $26 million and pulled in a worldwide box office amount of $179 million. It actually beat out Dances with Wolves.
That one is near and dear to your heart, right?
It is, dude.
Well, I just feel bad even saying it's like the lowest hanging of fruits.
The lowest, man.
Even I didn't bite on that one.
I tripped over that one when I was
Bro,
saying
I had cousins in that film, dude.
Did you really?
Yes,
Oh,
man.
that's cool shit.
Believe it or not, dude.
They needed more Costner.
You think that was because that movie's so long it didn't get as many viewings?
Dance with Wolves?
Yeah.
Yes,
isn't that
probably.
like 3.5 hours or something?
I mean, it's
crazy?
a Costner film that's not about sports, so yes.
Yeah, lame.
Yeah.
he figured it out with sports. He didn't figure it out with the other ones, man.
No, I love like those long movies like that.
Yeah, I do too. But I mean, I like the sports movies better. So when Billy Crystal came up with the idea for this, shopped it out, like Shadwick said, to some other people, and this is just one of those where it's Everyone Loves Raymond for 40-year-old virgin. This is a good show. Like, this is just a good movie. This falls. We just need a category of Everyone Loves Raymond, even though I don't even like that show. But just for the 40-year-old virgin reference, that's what this is. Just a good movie.
It's just a good movie, man. It's
got like good pacing, and you know, I'm a slut for good dialogue. So I love all the just the friends hanging out, bullshit conversations.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. It's so, I don't know. I watched it twice, and I was just kind of like jetted back to 1991 watching this. I don't know, just a good.
Yeah, man.
And you know, with him turning 39 in this movie, I was like, you're just a young kid. Your life hasn't even started yet, and ours is ending. So.
Yeah, how are you already having a midlife crisis? You haven't even suffered like that much, dude.
What's odd is he was actually 43 when he was filming this.
Right, yeah. So, I mean, he was closer to our
Which
age.
we are still fucking older than
I know.
now.
Yeah.
Damn
it, dude.
One last thing is he had a Mets hat on this. Everybody that knows him he's a massive Yankees fan. So I guess there was a big donation from the Mets to a charity thing that he was doing. So that was part of it. Kind of a little troll, I think.
Well, it's a big troll because he gave them a big fuck you with putting his real Yankee story into the movie.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, which we'll get to on that, man. So there's a lot of...
What a great story, too.
It is. It's a really good story. So there's a lot of stuff, real stuff sprinkled in this. And, you know, I kept waiting, though. I was like, man, eventually they're going to pull out the motorcycles in this movie. And then Tim Allen's going to come in. This is going to be fucking awesome. Y'all ever seen Wild Hogs?
We rolling in Wild Hogs, man.
We're on Wild Hogs, and I put a damn baby's head on Tom Cruise.
Man, you know me, you hit him at line cross, and you dang on just watching Wild Hogs, man. You right back in the saddle again, man.
That's where we live. Yeah, let's go ahead and kick off this, or I guess go through the cast, and we'll go.
Basically, you're introduced to the main cast in the very first scene, right? The movie opens up in Barcelona, Spain, at a festival. I think we all recognize as the Running of the Bulls, and
do they still do this shit?
I think so.
Yeah, to this very day, man, they still freaking do it, man. And so we introduced the main cast of friends. We got Mitch Robbins, played by Billy Crystal, Phil Berquist, played by Daniel Stern, and Ed Ferrillo, played by Bruno Kirby. And they're just like three, I'm going to say semi-middle-aged dudes, because I feel like they were, in 91, you hit a midlife crisis earlier. I feel like that then, you know, you do now. I guess we live longer now, perhaps. But, you know, they're all three sort of like middle-aged guys trying to like hold on to the threads of their youth. And that's where we find them in the middle this this running of the bulls.
This
man.
is a great cold opening too.
Whose idea was this anyway? They're gaining on us!
Like
it's
just
so
you
good.
You just hear some noises and then it fades in and you see like you have that comedy derpy running music that's in the background while they're being chased by the bulls.
And
It's also good too. Like every time you see the bull like run through something or almost get somebody, and they cut to the end and they're going,
Whoa!
Little reaction shots. It's just I don't know. It's a fun scene to start it out with.
It is.
I did read that Daniel Stern wasn't the original pick for this. Who was it that they were going to get instead?
Rick Moranis.
Dude, and his wife unfortunately fell ill, and he wasn't able to take it. That's a much different movie. I don't think Rick Moranis could have played that same character. You'd have to rewrite that character.
I think so.
I can't imagine him doing the dramatic parts.
Yeah,
he actually and I agree with both of you because he Daniel Stern by the end sort of has this transitional character where he has more confidence and machismo by the end, and Rick Moranis is forever a nerd.
Right.
He just is eternally
I mean, he could easily feel in the first part of the movie.
Right.
Yes.
But his
full circle and development and whatever. Yeah,
I'm pulling a leaf here. I can't think of the words.
You're pulling an us here at this point. It's not even. It's like Always Sunny when Mac and Dennis break up and Dennis is like, or Mac's like, yeah, man, I was trying to think and I couldn't come up with. And then Dennis is like, words, and he's like, words.
Yep.
That's us right now. But I mean, Daniel Stern, obviously Home Alone, among a bazillion other things he did. One of my personal faves is he had a nice cameo in Workaholics that led me over to Shit Stuck in My Head this week.
Then whip it out.
Get your dick out of your pants now! Are you men or not? Show it!
Show it.
Dick out at Workaholics. No one fucking remembers that except for me. Daniel Stern, there's just a massive catalog of Home Alone shit I could have picked up from a bunch of other movies, and I'm like, nope, you pulled your dick out in Workaholics. I'm running with it.
We're gonna show it.
Swallow it. So,
there's a Total Recall reference in here too. We'll get to that soon enough. But you got Mitch and company. They're running, obviously, from the bulls, and they all managed to escape. Both friends managed to escape, but the main protagonist of the film, Mitch, is gored in the ass by a bull. By the end of this scene, dude. And cue the goofy animated intro, which I don't know if you guys know this or not, but it's done by Kurtz and Friends, this animation company, the same company responsible for the animated talking DNA scene in Jurassic Park.
You mean the movie with shit. You mean the movie with the dinosaurs?
Like dinosaurs?
The dinosaurs. Yes, dude. The same company, man.
Good research, Leaf.
Yeah.
That's a little gem.
Everybody gets one.
Yeah, everybody gets one. This animation reminded me of that fucking cheese wheel guy, the hanker for a hunka.
What the hell is your problem? I just smoked a whole bunch of crack.
Yeah. They were that same company.
That
same company was also affiliated with sort of the reboot of Schoolhouse Rock. I think in 2001.
That makes sense.
Was there a Doritos cartoon character too?
I'm sure. I just
Something
know
on.
I'm hankering for
They
a
did
slunka.
a lot of
Slabber slice of slunka.
This made me.
I just smoked a whole bunch of crack.
That should
It made me think of the opening to Christmas Vacation. Even though the Christmas Vacation, the animation was better, but
right.
Yeah, it's really cheesy, and obviously it's meant to be comedy, but
they don't really do these long. I don't feel like they do these long intros anymore.
It went on.
This went on for a while. Yeah, I was like,
I knew Shabbock. I was like, Shabbock's hating this as I was watching it because it went on for and just when I thought it was over, it just like kept going.
And maybe it was
Just
because
like-
they knew that like we were spilling our popcorn and Cokes and shit, and our parents needed time to go to the concession stand and come back to enjoy the movie.
Yeah, but I'm sitting there watching, and I'm just like,
how many Instagram models did you get through before you finally? Like,
Shadwick's like, call me when she rolls over.
I don't do that.
Shadwick says, "Hey, come to me DMs."
Your girl's in my DMs,
dude. So he's back. He's at the hospital,
Dude, yeah.
out of the country. Which, by the way, that would be scary as fuck. Have to go to a hospital where they don't speak English and you have the communication barrier. Probably is.
Yeah,
that would be terrifying.
The health house.
Yeah.
Yes,
that would be terrifying.
Every time we go to Jamaica, we're like, we pass by it on the way to the resort, and we're like, just don't get hurt. Don't
let me end up in the health house.
Yeah.
They're like, "Hey, man, would you like some staph infection today?"
I'm like, look, we're not going to do anything to risk going to the health house, and then I buy edible stuff from a guy in a kayak.
He's like, not only is this going to be the best weed you've ever had, you also going to get staph infection.
What you talking about staph infection? You fucking bomber clot.
Oh, that's your lady over there. You're going to want some of this, man.
Yeah, you want some of this staph infection to take home with ya.
Well, this is a perfect spot to just go ahead and start to just basically lay out the groundwork for the film. This is a long-running, like, Billy Crystal stand-up every time he is on screen, dude. Every single ounce of his dialogue is just one-liners. And for some reason, like, I noticed it immediately, obviously, watching it now, but, like, it just works. Like, his character...
funny.
It's so funny, and like he starts it here, like his first scene where he talks.
It's because everything is reactive. Like he's always just got like a snide comment on what someone else has already said, which is exactly how I operate on Facebook. Yeah, but I don't post anything myself. Yeah. I just go and comment on stuff.
It's all reaction content.
Don't sew up anything that's supposed to remain open, okay?
Exactly, and you get like this. You get a lot of character development, like in this scene, right? Like you start to immediately figure out who everyone is, and it's brilliant, man. And I really miss that about we talk about it all the time on this podcast. The late '80s, early '90s, they just didn't waste your fucking time, man. Like everyone was always trying to find clever ways to condense. Like Chris said, you want as many showings as you can. You don't want to waste time, and you know what? I think maybe it was sort of the necessity is the mother of invention here, because like you needed to try to hurry to get through the story, but
you just paid fucking $3 million with that animated intro.
I was going to say they didn't try to hurry through that shit.
Yeah, they were like, Jesus, we got to cut time.
Right. All right. Besides the
director's
intro,
cousin was the animator. We got to hurry up.
A hunker for a hunker.
Slap a slice of slunker.
But we really, I just really miss like the days when we were able to like they were able to condense conversations, and you could just figure out sort of what everyone's like character was, right? And so you've obviously got Ed, the main friend with the big mustache.
He has entered his midlife crisis obviously years before they did.
He has, yes, and he is a thrill seeker. He is trying to, and they're all sort of like trying to hold on to the threads of their younger days. But there's always, in any friend group, there's always an instigator. There's the guy that's like schedules, makes everything.
It's a guy.
That figures it out, and that's Ed. Like Ed is that guy who's like, dude, we're gonna go skydiving next weekend. Are you in or you out? Right? And
right.
It's just that's that character. He's just like he's the pusher, basically.
He's also a poon hound.
He's a pusher. He's a poon hound. And he sounds like fucking
Joe Pesci.
Joe Pesci, 100%.
Yeah.
We were watching the other night, and I was like, just close your eyes and listen to him for a second.
Yep.
That's Joe Pesci.
Admit it, pal. You had fun.
Hiya, pal.
Yep, and he reminds me, he looks like the guy that's in Tulsa King, because I thought it was the same actor. I was like,
yeah, but I think
Ed
this guy's
passed away.
dead.
Yeah, he passed away, but I was like, I was like, that's got to be the same guy. And then I realized that I'm starting to fall into the whole all Italian people look the same, and that's probably a dangerous territory for me to
for some reason, like even though like I know I've always known it wasn't him, I still want to put him in the role of the grown Benny the Jet.
Yeah,
on the Sandlot.
Yeah,
It's just a mustache, maybe. Yeah. But he was.
It works.
He was also in When Harry Met Sally with Billy Crystal.
Okay. He was great. I mean, he was great.
And I
in
think he
this.
was in The Godfather.
Yeah, I think so. And he was. I looked his IMDb. He's got an impressive resume.
Yes.
I mean, I think that we probably caught him late.
Apparently, it fell off after this movie, and there's rumors that he had a falling out with Billy Crystal.
Oh wow.
He wasn't in City Slickers 2.
Mm-hmm.
And, and
they replaced him with John Lovitz, didn't they?
Yeah, and I don't remember that movie.
By the way, I saw the rebooting that the critic. We're taking full fucking credit for that if it happens.
Yeah,
by the way.
That's on us. Wow. Tell your friends.
Tell your
we
friends.
spoke that into existence.
Yeah, be kind. Let's rewind. We deliver. But yeah, did you find out Phil? Stuck in a dead end marriage with a huge bitch, which we've all had friends like that, or you've maybe been that friend. Maybe you are Leaf. But or Chadwick.
I will say,
or me with ex-girlfriends. It's a tomato.
I will say that I know her job was to make us hate her, but a little overacting on her part on this. Like,
she reminded me of the bitch from Waiting.
Let me ask you something. How hard is your job?
Yep, exactly. I knew you were going to say it.
Yeah, that's exactly what she reminded me of. But
I would say it was overacting, except for my wife, who has been a server for many years.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely has encountered that actual fucking person. So it's like, it's like she may have overdone it, but they exist. They're out there running around, married somehow.
Yes,
unbelievable.
And Leaf, I guess, with Mitch is the main character played by Billy Crystal.
Of course,
he provides, like you said, the comic relief in this.
Dude, yeah, he's comic relief. He's the driver in the story. He's basically everything, right? Like, and he immediately sort of states in his own comedic way here that he basically follows Ed, and he's like, and Phil to a large degree too. They just sort of do what Ed wants to do, no matter how crazy it is. And there he's laying on his basically
stomach on a freaking gurney or whatever,
stomach like a Peggy.
Peggy!
Yeah, dude, like David Allen Greer from
Living Color.
In Living Color. But the point is like the reason they follow him though, and you kind of start to get this, is because they all are still trying to they're all looking for something, man. Like they're older now, and man, damn, did this hit me hard, man.
It really did.
This watch through.
Honestly, as funny as this movie is, if I had watched this like 3 or 4 years ago, I'd have probably been a little bummed out. Like, you know, like career-wise. Basically, Mitch is at a point in his life where he feels like the best things have passed him by. He's kind of stuck at his job. He doesn't really care that much anymore.
He's on autopilot almost.
Yeah. I mean, we've all been there. Maybe currently are there. We won't say.
Yeah, you're never gonna know. We're gonna hide our feelings like real men, dude. And behind boobs. Cheers. Yeah.
Almost got you.
Why'd you make the crack, man? The crack is what the snap.
You have to have the next snap
over
if
the
you're
line.
Gonna do this. Yeah, my Eeyore impression.
We have to cut in a sound effect there, like the rope, like the rope, like.
I'll just do it myself.
But on the plane home, we're introduced obviously to Mitch and Phil's wives and Ed's girlfriend, and we get a little bit more backstory about all of them, and it just sort of reiterates what we've already just said. You know, they're man. We really learned something about Phil's life. Like
Phil, I'm standing.
He's pretending to sleep part. Like that's his move throughout this movie. He pretends to sleep so he doesn't have to hear her bitch.
This is a real life you've carved out for yourself here.
Yeah. And it's also important to mention their professions. Ed is a sporting goods store owner, I suppose, and works at a sporting goods store.
He's proud of his profession.
He is, dude. He's very proud. Phil works at like a grocery store. He's like a general manager at a grocery store, and that his father-in-law owns, and his wife is like the daughter of that store owner.
Awesome.
That sounds so good. And we're about to learn.
She's the Piggly Wiggly.
We're about to learn about Mitch because after this scene, a year passes. And we're now back home where Mitch lives, and Mitch's mother calls at 5 a.m.
Hi, Mom.
It's September 8th, 1952.
But so his mom calls at 5 a.m., which this is a real thing Billy Crystal's mom does.
Yes.
Or did.
Oh, really? That's cool.
I read that he said that,
It's a real story.
That's a real thing that she did, like his birthday at 5 a.m. I guess that's when he was born. And like shit like this melts my freaking heart now. Like your mom's still like making a big deal. Like all of our moms are pretty awesome. And I always get my mom will text me or call me and be like, yep, I was just being taken to the hospital now. And, every year it's awesome. I love it,
Yeah. I have a friend, and he pretends to hate it too, but, like, I'm not going to call his name out, obviously, but, like, he's like, dude, she has to regale me of the entire story, like, X many years ago, depending on his birthday, whatever it is in the future.
One day you'll fucking miss that,
It'll
so
be gone.
Enjoy it while it's happening, for sure.
Yes.
I was working Sunday, Mother's Day, so I got to see Mom for just a little bit, so I actually took today off from work, and we spent the whole day together.
That's awesome, man. But that's what I mean,
great,
dude. Love your moms. She's still in your life. Tell your moms you love her. This one hit home with that, especially when I read the story that like
it'll
Billy
be the
Crystal's
first
mom.
of many in this film, I think,
Yep,
dude. As
believe
funny as
so,
this
man.
movie is, it's got a lot of moments like that. But the character, Mitch, obviously, it's just simply he rolls his eyes, as I'm sure a lot of us like do in the moment. But it's just yet another reminder that like he's just not happy with his life, and you can see that he's very cynical. He's joking about it constantly, but like, dude, he hates.
What's really funny about that phone call, like he's what do you call it? Lip syncing, basically.
Yeah.
Like,
he's
but he even
mouthing
does.
along with it,
Yeah, but even does the sigh that she does. Like when she takes a breath in, he's like,
Yeah. And she's super emotional. She starts crying at the end of the phone call, which is funny when he just hangs up on her. 'Cause she's like,
she's like, here's your dad, and he's just like, this is real, matter of factly,
yeah, dude, yeah.
She's like, is Barbara there? And even though it's not the voice of his mom at all, but that one liner he has about Barbara.
Is Barbara with you?
No, she's working the streets, and she likes to have breakfast with a pimp. She should be in around 7:30.
Yeah, bro. It's such a funny line.
Yeah.
It's such a funny line, dude. And so Mitch basically, as far as his character goes, we find out he's just basically in a rut, man. He's super depressed. He's just, he has a wife, Chris mentioned, Barbara, portrayed by Patricia Wigg, tries to encourage him, basically be like, just like, don't be a miserable, asshole. And we find out he's going to have a birthday party coming up really soon. And she threatens to cancel it because he's being such a bitch, man. He just keeps being like, oh, I'm losing my hair. I'm having hair growing out my ears.
Yeah.
And
I thought about, like I said that, like, I don't know, 5 years ago. I was like, why am I getting it, like, hair growing in all these odd spots now, like they're like growing out of my ear.
Yeah.
And I even made that joke, and I had completely forgotten that from this movie.
From this movie.
But I was I'm losing it up here, and it's going everywhere else.
Just working its way down the rest of your body.
Yes,
but
dude.
yeah, I mean, he doesn't want to go to work. He hates his job, and then when he does go to work, which I have a fun tie-in here. So he's at work, and I do believe that we probably all recognized his boss as from many other things, but he'll forever be the guy from Something About
Something
Mary.
About
to me.
Mary?
I mean, he was in like Larry Sanders and all kinds of shit. That's like
Dude,
big hits, and to us, he's the guy from Something About
Who
Mary.
gets eaten by a snake.
And I want to ask you guys right now, on the spot, do you know this actor's name?
Absolutely not.
No, I have no idea.
I have it written down, but if you had asked me when I watched it, I couldn't tell you. Gun against my head.
So,
there are several people in this movie like that. Before we get to them, like the Ice Cream Brothers.
Yeah.
Been in a shit ton of stuff. I have no idea what their names are.
Well, dude, let's sidebar on that because Shadwick had an interesting idea for a Patreon sidebar. You get to the Mitch's job and you find out that he works at a radio station. He's basically just selling ads.
Yeah.
And so his boss is that played by Jeffrey Tambor, is that right?
Yeah, Jeffrey Tambor is his name. In his character's exactly. His name is Lou in the and that's his boss. Obviously, is his boss's name. But yeah, it's played by Jeffrey Tambor, and he basically tells Mitch, "Listen, dude, the quality of your work is slipping. I'm just gonna have to you're on notice, dude."
It's great because he plays this pizza jingle.
Pizza guys, come on down to Pizza Guys. Be a happy, healthy fella. Have some sauce and mozzarella.
That's annoying as shit. So here's what I read. Didn't get it verified. So again, grain of salt.
Yeah.
I read that Rob Reiner was the one singing this. And Rob Reiner is who they wanted to get to direct this because Billy Crystal and Rob Reiner are close, but Rob Reiner...
When Harry Met Sally.
Yeah, and so, but Rob Reiner was already... I forgot what it was. It was another big hit. But Rob Reiner was directing, so he couldn't do it.
Really? Yeah. I don't mind it.
Oh, he was doing Misery.
Oh, okay.
I guess he was...
God, I didn't know he directed that.
Yeah, I didn't either.
So, I forgot it. I forgot
anyways,
that he
That's
did.
way off base for him.
Yeah, so he was directing, I guess, or was slated to do Misery, and so that's why he couldn't do it. And but yeah, so that's what I read. The rumor was this is Rob Reiner singing this because they're very good friends. But yeah, man.
It was
a
Mitch, funny scene.
Mitch is now can't even sell ads anymore. He's got to get everything that he sells approved now. So now he's neutered at work. On top of everything, on top of it's his birthday.
It's certainly raining shit on Mitch Robbins, dude. And the final...
They're like, oh, it's his birthday? I'm sorry, this is a professional fucking baseball team.
Yeah, no one gives a shit that it's his birthday.
Yeah, it's called the real world, jackass.
No, but he does, after his boss, kind of tells him, you have to pass everything through me now. He's like, you ever just reach a point in your life where you feel like, you've already been your best, nothing's going to get better, and the guy just sits back and goes,
Happy birthday.
No, it's
yeah,
jeez.
Dude. God, just no sympathy.
And,
it's
that guy ended up retiring out to Florida and tried to help his buddy stalk some people and then get eaten by a snake.
Only to get eaten by a snake, dude.
Shout out our Something About Mary episode. Go check it out.
Shout out, man.
Does he bite? A little bit.
And the nail basically in Mitch's proverbial coffin is later that day we find out it's career day. And so he shows up at his son Danny's elementary school.
Damn.
And played obviously by a very, very young Danny, by a very young Jake Gyllenhaal.
His debut, right?
His debut.
Screen debut, I believe.
Was
it?
Yeah, his
yes,
big
that was
screen
his
debut. I saw when I went back and watched this, I saw his eyes and I was like, no way. Is that really Jake Gyllenhaal?
I recognized him immediately.
And then I looked it up to verify. I was like, holy shit. So,
did you hear the rumored quote from Billy Crystal about Jake Gyllenhaal?
I did, yeah.
Apparently he was always performing, he was just on.
Yeah,
he would sing though, and dance and perform show tunes.
Well, I think he did Oklahoma, on stage before he got into movies.
Yeah,
but he was, but I think he was singing show tunes. Backstage or whatever, and Billy Crystal was telling everybody he's going to be gay.
It's there's no way fruition in a movie. Another cowboy movie as an homage to this. Yeah.
Billy Crystal is that meme of Leonardo DiCaprio where he's just
yep.
It happened, dude. It actually happened, bro. He was Jake Gyllenhaal was 10 years old, and this was
crazy.
his movie acting debut, and I mean he knocked it out of the park as like the annoying little kid. But when we see him in this scene, he's automatically ashamed of his father. He doesn't want to tell.
I know that this is a movie, and I know they're setting this up, but this fat fucking construction worker is like, look, he's funny. But let's just be honest. This is like the kid's dad. If this was my dad talking to my class like this, I'd probably be a little embarrassed. You know,
really? I don't know, dude. He had those kids in the palm of his hand.
I know he did, but I just mean like, God, like it's just funny how we paint this up. I'd be like, I'd much rather have Billy Crystals.
He's still, but so he's still in this classroom full of 10-year-olds, I guess. Yeah. About how he's like a crane operator, I think. And they've got this area marked off. Like he's giving a little story about something that happened, you know. He's like, we got this area marked off. Can't walk here. And he's talking about this girl comes out and she's wearing the big sunglasses. And, and she walks right through there and he's like, hey,
you can't go there, you stupid bitch.
I know. It reminds me of that Farley thing. Where she's like,
when did you run into Will Smith? When did you run?
Over the weekend, you stupid bitch.
And he says it's so mad that he pops the B in the mic. Like, he's so mad.
Like, explosives. It's like, God, it's so fucking funny, dude.
So everybody out there, if you can help us out with this, we are trying to find the clip of Sherry O'Terry saying "tomato, tomato, you stupid bitch."
Yeah, and we can't.
And every time I look for it, I keep getting that clip.
Yeah, I know. That's what I get.
I just said it, you stupid bitch.
Obviously, because of Chris Farley rules SNL, basically, on the internet at least. But the actor that's playing this construction worker, I just wanted to shout out our Total Recall episode. That's Robert Costanzo,
that's right,
the guy like Arnold Schwarzenegger's best friend in Total Recall.
A recall.
That he ends up having to kill and like shoot through the back and like out of the front of his chest. Dude,
he did, and I mean, luckily after this guy got done with his speech in class, I do believe he went to go get some gabagool. And,
he did, and then he told his friend to get his ass to Mars before being shot through the back.
Yeah, when we were watching or when we covered Total Recall, and I saw that guy, I was like, man, I know him from somewhere. Like, and I know it was a comedic role. And I guess that was it. I know he was in like an episode of Lois and Clark.
Who did this? Some psycho about 6'3", wearing an aluminum suit, some heavy guns, and a selection of very tasteful gold chains for men.
It seems like everybody in the 90s had a little spot in Lois and Clark.
Yeah.
Minerals. It's good for the liver. Swallow it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, dude. He always played this like New Yorker, like blue collar worker character.
I feel like a lot of times I'm like, the guy's not acting. That's just him.
Yeah. The best actors aren't ever really actually acting. That's the secret. But Mitch summarily has a huge meltdown in front of his son because he realizes his son's ashamed of him. He realizes his life's a lie. And he just goes on this gigantic rant about how life is like just
and
this.
It's so good.
It's so freaking good. And he lays out like the timeline.
On May 21st at 10:23 p.m., Shadwick had a gummy and decided to do a City Slickers Role Models mashup. The following is a result of said gummy.
Value this time in your life, kids. Because this is the time in your life when you still have your choices. And it goes by so fast. When you're a teenager, you think you can do anything, and you do.
Why do kids take drugs? Because they're awesome? No, maybe they just understand that life is pain, and if you smoke something or take a pill, it'll go away for a while. I'll drink to that.
Your 20s are a blur. 30s, you raise your family, you make a little money, and you think to yourself, what happened to my 20s?
People say embrace life, enjoy life. Just do it, live it, rock it, fuck it.
40s, you grow a little pot belly, you grow another chin. The music starts to get too loud. One of your old girlfriends from high school becomes a grandmother.
In your 50s, you'll have a minor surgery. You'll call it a procedure, but it's a surgery.
Spend most of your time wandering around malls looking for the ultimate soft yogurt and muttering, how come the kids don't call? How come the kids don't call?
Because life is horrible. You know, I may not be so happy-go-lucky, but I'm a realist. Get ready to have your dreams dashed, kids, because nothing's going to work out the way you think it's going to. Gin.
It's a surgery. Like, oh my God, dude. Like
it's so funny, and because when he was a kid, what does he lie? He said that he was like a
submarine captain or some shit.
Some shit like. So now, not only does he find out like that, his job sucks. He's been neutered. He had to have his butt put back together.
He even says, like, he's trying to tell the kids what he does, and he's like, well, no, that's what I used to do. Now I have to pass everything by my boss. And it cuts over to construction work going.
And he's like,
I know. He's like, get this guy some gabagool.
Get him out of here. Dude, and so, like, obviously when he gets home that night, Mitch is talking to his wife, and he's just like, he says something that sort of echoes, like, throughout the movie. He hates his life. Like, everything is culminated at this moment. He's talking to his wife. He's just like, I'm stuck, right? And you kind of see her, like, wince a little bit. She sort of, like, seizes up, during the conversation. She's like, well, maybe you should quit. And he's just like, well, I can't quit, right? Because, like,
you can't,
all my
right?
kids need shit. Yeah, it's like, it's so real. It's like, you can't quit. You've built this life, this structure, and like his wife's like, well, just don't do that anymore. It's like, so everything comes tumbling down.
Yeah.
I can't pay for my kids' dance lessons.
She's like, well, hold on. He's like, well, I mean, if you got a job, she's like, well, hold on, maybe you should stay at your job.
Yeah.
Forget I said anything.
Yeah. She mentioned something about, was it dance lessons for their daughter or something?
Yes.
And she's like, she's really talented. And he's like, what? She was in one play and she fell off the stage.
Yeah, he said it's not talent.
It's not talent, it's gravity.
It's gravity.
Yeah. But then the daughter walks in, which is actually Billy Crystal's real daughter.
Oh, was it? I didn't know that.
I did not know that.
If you couldn't tell.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Now that you say that, it's absolutely obvious. So well done, dude. Like, but obviously everybody's getting ready for his birthday party. That's what his wife is doing. And so Ed and Phil show up to the party along with many other guests, and they're having the party. And
yeah, you get to see Jake Gyllenhaal popping his shoulder in and out of socket or whatever, and I was like, that's gonna suck later on, young man.
Dude, I wonder if he still can do that. I'm gonna ask him when we have him on the podcast. Dude.
Yeah.
Like, dude, can you still do the shoulder trick from fucking from City
He's like,
Slickers?
I've done all this like great work, and you guys want to talk about Bubble Boy?
He's
and
like, I've won awards.
I'll tell you the one I won't ask him about.
Yeah.
True, dude. And so we find out Ed and Phil have gotten Mitch for his birthday a ticket to the Western themed vacation, along with, of course, his two best friends for 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Driving cattle in New Mexico. And Mitch basically refuses, man. He's just being a fucking stick in the mud. He's like, oh, I got to visit my wife's family in Florida.
I
got
to go to Florida.
Like, yeah, and they're just like, what's wrong with you, dude? Like, what's been wrong with you? But we all know because we've been watching. The audience knows what's wrong with him.
You do have this one this one line from Jake Gyllenhaal because
yes.
You have like Ed. Ed's girlfriend is like she's a model.
We saw a picture of you in a newspaper in your underwear.
And she's like, oh, you look gorgeous or whatever.
Oh, well, that was an advertisement. I sometimes model ladies' underwear.
You looked great.
And doesn't like Gyllenhaal? He asks her, he's talking to her or whatever, and she's like, oh, you look gorgeous, and he's like,
Mom, you said let's see how she looks after having 2 kids.
Yeah, he outs his mom.
Yeah,
and I really like the girl's reaction.
Yeah,
the model, like, she just laughs.
Yeah,
like she doesn't. That to me was like so much better than her like acting like she's offended.
Why this made me laugh so much is my mom told me a story that when my mom was little, she like her mom was talking to her sister, and she was like talking about her husband or fiance, and she was like, oh, I just he's a great Christian man, and my mom's mom, my grandmother, was talking in front of all these people like she's marrying such a Christian man or whatever, and my mom's like 6 years old, and she pops up with her little like pigtails, and she's like, then why do you call him a son of a bitch? In front of everybody. I was like, way to go, Mom.
So,
excellent work.
So when I was a kid, like 9, 10 years old, I used to go to church with my mom all the time, and even though my mom, she's an incredible cook, my dad would always just like jokingly like make fun of her. So it was a running joke in our house, that our food was terrible or whatever. So they were having some kind of after church thing where everybody like brings food or whatever, and they ask her to bring something, and I was just like, "Oh, you don't want my mom's cooking." And she just got so embarrassed, and it was all just like part of a joke, and I knew it was a joke, but I couldn't turn the joke off, I guess.
Chadwick's like, I couldn't stop my mouth from doing it.
Yeah, right. Well, at least you've gotten better from that, dude. And everything is perfectly fine.
Cut to
now.
that picture of Chadwick as a little baby kid, Stewie. With that smirk. No, he was up to some shit.
Dude, but that's also, I'm glad y'all brought that up, because like that's also yet another endearing part to this movie is like we all have these stories. All parents like have those stories, and so this movie is yet again reiterated that it's like a family film. Like it's something that all parents can sort of relate to, like on that level. You've all had these children, you know, that say these outlandish things, or you know, too much of the truth that you want heard at a single time. And so being this age now, you know, gives me a different perspective about, you know, watching this film.
That's what's good when you watch a movie 35 years later, by the way, because that's what this is. But like, we got to watch it as kids, and now we get to watch it as adults. I think that's kind of fun, like to see it from both ends.
Exactly. And speaking of
both ends?
You know, both ends, immediately after this scene, a woman enters, a young woman enters the party.
Is Mr. Phil Berquist here?
Can I get you something to do?
And she's wearing sort of like a checkout, like
cashier
apron. Yeah, right. Yeah, and of course we know this is Lisa Simpson. I mean Nancy is the character played by how you say her name? Yeardley
Smith.
Yeardley Smith.
She was on Gary Shandling, like probably a few years before the Gary Shandling show, and then of course just anchored down on The Simpsons and his I've got I mean probably hundreds of millions of dollars at this point that she's made off of that career path.
I can't imagine.
Well done.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Very, very well done.
Good for you.
The voice actors for Lisa Simpson, Yeardley Smith is, you know, she was an actress like first, right? So turns out
I'm late.
What?
I missed my period.
Whoops. She had been having an affair with Phil, who was living, obviously, as we mentioned before, in a terribly sexless marriage with a gigantic bitch. I can't relate to that. And it all comes out in the wash, and the meltdown is absolutely epic on this scene.
She's like, I took one of those pregnancy tests. He's like, from aisle 11, the ones that are on sale.
Yeah, dude. And it came back, and then she's pregnant, and obviously, like Phil's wife is just like flipping out, dude.
Yeah, Phil's kind of fucked here with the wife's dad owning the store. Like you're kind of up shit's creek without a paddle, buddy.
Yeah.
She's like, did you say fucked? She said, you fucked this girl in my dad's store?
I don't think so. I don't think she fucked, but yeah.
Screw something.
He probably,
he's like, no. Then the girl goes, it was in his car.
Yeah.
He's like, oh my God.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. And he finally stands up to himself. But like Chris said, like it's terrible to watch because he is screwed. Like he's married to the daughter of his boss who owns the store.
Yeah,
and like, you know, his life is over. And also he has 2 kids. And so, you know, like, and his wife's a gigantic bitch. She's going to take him for
everything he's
You already know.
He's
like anyone who's an adult.
a.k.a. Ed Helms' character from Hangover.
I should go.
That's a good idea, Dr. Faggot.
Is what
Yes,
it is.
dude. Yes, that is exactly who he is. And you're watching this meltdown, and you're proud of him for sticking up for himself.
Party too, at his best friend's birthday party.
And he's actually like, to stand up for himself, he actually stands up for that girl first. Like, the wife starts laying into her, calling her a whore, and he's like, "Hey,
I know.
I'm not gonna allow you to talk to her like that." Then the bitch turns on him.
He should have just let her go.
But it is great when like she goes into the other room and you hear her yell, "I hate you!" And he's like, "I
Beg you more!
You actually can hear it coming out in his voice, like all the frustration and being beat down, pretending to sleep all the time.
Yes, and that's sort of like the dichotomy of the situation, because you're proud of Phil for standing up for himself, because you hate this bitch instantly. And that's, to Shabak's point, he mentioned how thick the actress lays it on, but it's like, she's not in the movie. She really had to get it across. You had to really hate her
for a short amount of time, but
yeah, you had to really hate her, because after this you don't see her again. And so everyone is kind of like excited for Phil, but at the same time, as a man, you know he is fucked after this.
Like, what, I don't know what you're gonna do, man.
Yeah.
And also, like, hopefully those cleanups on aisle 3 were worth it.
Hopefully, dude. Hopefully, man. Right?
Like, looks like someone's car. Looks like someone spilled Elmer's glue on aisle 3.
No, it was Phil's.
Yeah, it was Phil's glue.
All right.
We saw his cock earlier. I'm just saying, right? It all ties together.
After the party, Mitch has a heart-to-heart with his own wife. You know, like, despite the craziness, his wife's basically like, so how long is it going to be before some random cashier shows up saying that, because she knows he's so miserable, dude. Like, she could literally tell, like, he hates his life, and he's like, well, I didn't mean you.
Yeah,
and
she kind of comes off as a bitch in this movie too, a little bit. I don't know why. Like,
I think it's tough love.
It irritated me for some reason.
You know, I agree with you, Chris. I don't think they did a good enough job. And it's probably for Tom. They didn't really show, like, she's not very endearing. It's basically you kind of catch them in the middle. And the only hint that she was ever anything more kind of like than a bitch is that she, in this scene, actually, she mentioned, she was like, you used to smile and laugh and like have a good time. She kind of says, you know, like, what's wrong with you? And you know how when you're in a marriage, how someone's behavior affects you, you just don't get, you know, until you're in that situation, right? And so that's kind of what you're watching.
I'm going to disagree with you guys,
Respectfully, of course, sir.
So I think it was done pretty well, because it shows her like with a phone call with his mom, like she's chiming in, and they have a good relationship. But everything is derived, like Leaf's saying, from Mitch being so unhappy.
Yeah,
she hears it all the time.
Yeah,
he just complains all the time.
Yeah.
So it's worn her down to the point where she's like, I need a break from you. You need to go do something and find
yourself
smile
together.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's exactly what she tells him. Like, and so there you have it. Like, she's like, look, we were supposed to visit my family. You hate my family. You hate my parents. You don't even hardly know you don't even know their names, etc. He makes some funny jokes, but she's like, I'm giving you my permission. She was like,
she's like, here's a hall pass. And he's like, oh, wait, that was a different movie.
What if the cops question me? I'm weak.
Have you seen my granddaughter?
That's the best part of that movie.
Well,
the shit scene. Yeah.
She tells him, look, go on this vacation with your friends. You know, I'm giving you a free pass away from my family. God dang, dude. Who wouldn't take that? Am I right, guys?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks with his boys to go and hang out, dude. Bro, like, and he clearly needs it. Like, he needs to find whatever he's missing. And like Shavik said, she tells him to go find his smile, and basically there's a veiled ultimatum, because he's like, well, what if I don't? And she's just like, we're going to jump off that bridge when we come to it. Basically meaning, it's a clever line, because I was like, she's telling him.
I looked this up because there is that line, and I know it's not the only time in cinema this was used, but he said that he needs to go find his smile. Yeah. That was like a wrestling angle for Shawn Michaels at one point, and this was after this movie came out. So I wonder if one of the writers had watched this, because nothing is original in wrestling.
Really?
Or like entertainment period.
How did you pull a wrestling reference out of this, dude?
I have a problem.
I can't believe it.
So I was going to say, I have, for my entire life that I can remember, used that term of... we'll jump off that bridge when we get to it.
Yeah.
And I wonder if I got it from this now.
Dude, there's one line definitely later on I'll point out that I would always it was always something that I would say, and I never knew where I got it from. And so this was
cut him from neck to nuts.
No, but when I heard
I'm on that one,
and I was like, sweet, like finally, now I know where I got that from.
Okay,
right.
But yeah, so now he's got to be in, right? So he has to go.
It's a veiled ultimatum. It really is. It's just like, look, like we're probably not gonna make it. Like if something doesn't drastically change. So you're right.
Do you think she called like her parents and she's like, hey, Mitch isn't going to be coming with us, and her dad's like, oh, bummer.
Oh no, it's the cops.
Oh no, it's the cops. I was really looking forward to hanging out with him.
Dude, you know it. Her parents hated him, dude. Mm-hmm. But like, so here we are, dude. We actually have a movie finally, right?
You know, that's what's
done.
I didn't realize how much in my brain going back to watch this entire movie was the ranch, and there's a big part of this movie. It's the build-up before they get to the actual ranch part of it. Like, but in my brain, I just skipped all that shit.
Same. If you ask me, it's like, well, what is City Slickers about? Like, I go to the ranch and the cattle and then all the scenes that we're about to talk about. It's just like, dude, the movie's like a quarter all the way over now.
No, like you're like 30, 40 minutes in before we get to the ranch. Like,
yes, dude. And then like there's almost another quarter at the end that's not really about them moving the cattle. So we finally arrive in New Mexico. The friends are there. We got the Western style music playing. There they are, and we meet the other vacationers, and we're just gonna like run through them very briefly. Of course, we got Ben and Steve Jessup, played by Bill Henderson and Phil Lewis. They are the black dentist and his son.
Dude, and the son has that great line or whatever. He's like the black dentist line or whatever. I thought that was like funny.
He's just like, he's like, we're black and we're it's dude, they're the Cosbys.
Yeah.
Like
I didn't realize which two you, because I don't know any of the actors' names.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know who you were introducing. I was going to say he was Theo.
Yeah.
Yes, dude. He's in one scene. He is wearing like a Theo style sweater, dude, from the '90s. Like it's
and if you notice, like all the night scenes, no one kept drinks near him at all.
like everything okay over here?
Okay, looking good.
All right.
Yep, it's looking good, Ben and Steve. I'm just going to be over here with my hand over the top of my drink.
Yep. Well, catch you later.
Yeah.
It puts the pill in the cowboy coffee.
And then
we also got Ira and Barry Shalowitz, played by David Paymer and the Revolting Blob.
There he is, man.
Gee, you know something? He kind of looks like someone I know.
Where'd you get that?
Josh Mostel. Yes, dude.
And this was a play on Ben and Jerry's, right? Like that's what this was a whole gag on.
100%, because like obviously, you know, the Billy Crystal and his friends recognize the name, but they're like, you guys don't look like the guys that are like on the ice cream container, and they're immediately like, yeah, it's us, but they hired prettier actors because, dude, like,
can't have the Revolting Blobs like advertising ice cream.
If it was us, could you eat?
Also, David Paymer always plays like this sleazy guy. You remember he was in Payback?
Yeah,
like
dude.
You remember that dude? Like, oh my god,
he's been in a ton. He was another actor. I can't remember.
So many
his
movies,
name.
Was he the other brother?
Yeah. Yeah, he's been in a ton of stuff, man. What was the girl's name in this?
The character's name is
I'm sorry, it's Helen Slater.
Yeah, Helen Slater. Her character's name is Bonnie Rayburn, and she's the only female in the group. And she was supposed to meet her friend, who for whatever reason canceled. But you know, she's supposed to be like the attractive.
She was '90s hot. I dug it.
Supergirl. She was Supergirl.
I want it.
Oh shit, really? That's right. Okay.
Oh my god, I did not realize
Good call.
that.
Yeah.
You ready for the other DC connections?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got Jack. Is it Palance or Palance? I always said Palance.
I've always heard Palance, but yes.
Jack Palance from Batman.
You are my #1 guy.
And also, the guy who plays Cookie was Bob in Batman.
You are my #1 guy. Yes, sir.
Oh,
he was,
shit.
dude. I was
Nice.
going to mention that when we got to him,
man.
but yes,
Bob
yes, he was.
Gunn.
Tracy Walter, aka Bob the Goon. Also, he was in Conan the Destroyer. If
Oh,
you guys
wow.
don't remember that, yeah, that same
geez.
character, Tracy Walter. And we finally get and Jeff and TR, played by Kyle Secker and Dean Hollow. They're the two ranch hands who are basically supposed to be looking after the group. The group finally meets the ranch owners, Clay Stone, played by Noble Willingham, and his wife, and they basically give them the rundown. Dude, they're just like, look, this is a working ranch. This is not a dude ranch. This is not a fake ranch. You guys are going to be rustling cattle. You're going to be like, drive them across 200 miles of New Mexico desert to all the way to Arizona. It's going to be real.
I believed
But,
every word out of his mouth. Like that,
dude.
this guy is that character to me.
He is. That guy has been in. He was always a cowboy. He was in multiple episodes of, if I'm not mistaken, and you go ahead and play the clip if you want, Walker, Texas Ranger.
Walker told him.
He told him he did have AIDS.
He did have AIDS.
The woman that plays his wife, the only other thing I've ever seen her in was a terrible CMT movie called Pure Country, starring George Strait.
How did you find? I didn't find anything on her, and I didn't look.
Well, I didn't look. I just remember her because she has a terrible fucking line in that movie.
There are no answers. Only the search.
God. Yeah, she turned George Strait into George Gay.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No, of course not.
One line, dude. But now we cue the scene where they're dressing up. Basically, everybody's trying to suit up into their ranch outfits, and there's a bunch of wacky moments. You see all of the city slickers, the people the vacationers that basically have decided to go on, to book this tour, I guess you want to call it. And they're struggling. They're falling off the horses. They can't do anything right. And it's just this whole montage of them messing around. But we come to the next plot point. Two of the ranch hands, Jeff and TR, start to drunkenly harass Bonnie, the only female.
And dude, it's really uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's very uncomfortable. Yeah,
it is. It actually is like legitimate. I just have to say, for a comedy movie, the sexual harassment scene in this was really awful.
Yeah, it was terrible.
I
was like, ugh.
It's like a realistic version of Roxbury. Not the
Yeah,
Roxbury.
it was. Yeah.
Yes.
They were just like corralling her, like with their dicks, basically.
Yeah, basically.
Up.
Yeah.
But,
or maybe a little party boy.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, dude. Cue the music.
But Mitch obviously tries to intervene with and diffuse the situation with the only weapon he generally uses throughout the film, and that's his own sense of humor. Right? He tries to joke about it.
I mean, I've walked, I've ambled, I even sashayed once, but that was in front of the draft board.
And they're not having it, dude. And it's about to get violent. And just then, a rope flies around Jeff's neck, strangling him.
I got back up for a second though, because I like how Ed always, he's kind of like the alpha, even though he's like smaller stature.
Right.
Yes.
Like as soon as
kind of like Joe Pesci.
Yeah. So Mitch is over there and he's trying to talk to these guys. Like you said, diffuse the situation. And the guy's like, "You stepped on my foot," and Ed's the pops over like, "He did not, you horse's ass." Yeah. And
got a Joe Pesci line in there.
That really reminded me of us leaving the NFC Championship game.
When that one guy was trying to fight me.
So me and Chris are leaving. It was the 49ers versus the Falcons.
What?
We're leaving the stadium after the 49ers won, and there were some just hammered drunk Falcons fans behind us.
That's weird.
Going up these escalators, like to this big concrete overlook,
like a 20-foot fall,
and we hear them they're behind us, and we're facing straight ahead, and we can hear them talking about attacking us basically.
Yeah.
And I don't even turn my head. I'm just like, "Are you hearing this?" And Chris is like, "Yeah," and I'm like, you want to do something about it? And he's like, let's just get out of here.
I was like, I don't want you to have another body count on your record, man. Yeah. I just assumed there's at least one when you were a kid.
I was going to say it'd be the first guy.
Yeah.
What are you LaFours? Do you have you have a confirmed kill? Like, what are you doing, Chadwick?
As a kid, I mean, I'm saying, just put in that photo of him as a kid and tell me that kid doesn't know where some bodies are.
Tell me that kid didn't start some fires.
Yeah, no shit.
But no, my plan was to push one of them over that ledge, and then the other one would be outnumbered.
Yeah, then the other one would just beat until we're tired.
Like, my hands hurt. You want to go for a second?
Yeah.
Till he looks like the pasty guy on Don't Be a Miss in South Central. He's just like stopped flat.
We'll just beat him into a chalk line.
Yeah. Damn shame what they did to that dog.
Well, that's what we'll do.
This is great. Thank God that didn't happen, so I'm not indicted for the story. That's awesome,
no
bro.
Shit, man.
I'm so happy. Yes,
this is your introduction to Curly as he saves them.
The scene almost turns violent, but Curly saves the day. And dude, he is just everything that is cowboy, dude. When I was a kid, he looked and played the part. And actually, I've read, obviously, in my research that like this, when Billy Crystal like sort of came up with a concept, this is who he had in mind, because Jack Palance before had played in a lot of other like films. Specifically, there was a Western.
Like in the 50s or something, right? Like, because he won. He was
Shane.
only on.
It was Shane.
Okay.
Was it Shane?
Yeah.
I'm saying that Stonewall Jackson was trash himself.
So he was on set, I read, for 2 weeks.
2 weeks!
Which is another just weird theme running through this 2 weeks. But he was. I know. I was like, I just don't even want to say it anymore. Just
cut the clip in.
But he was on set for 2 weeks. He won a freaking Oscar for this.
Yeah.
For supporting role.
Yeah.
Like,
and he did. He did a one-handed push-up when he was he accepted the award, dude.
And you know who he beat out for that?
Who?
Fucking Sir Anthony Hopkins.
This
was the same year as Silence of the Lambs.
No that's right.
Way, dude.
Wow.
Yeah. In fact, is this not the year that Billy Crystal hosted the Oscars and he came out in the Hannibal mask?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it makes sense because I think Billy was hosting the year that he won. So
that's actually crazy.
Yeah,
dude.
This doesn't to me. I mean, again, love this movie. This movie's amazing. This doesn't seem like an Oscar-winning movie to me, though, just because
it really
I enjoyed it.
I'll love you too.
Jack Palance was not the first one approached for this. They offered it to Charles Bronson, and apparently, I think Billy Crystal actually talked to Bronson about it, and he cussed out Billy Crystal because he's like, the character dies on page 42. I don't die in movies.
Yeah. And Clint Eastwood. Clint Eastwood was another one that they offered it to, but Clint Eastwood wanted way more money, and so that's a different movie. I think, and again,
Get
correct
off
us.
my left ranch.
Yeah. Correct us if we're wrong. I always say Jack Palance. I've heard it in interviews as Jack Palance, and I've also heard it as Palance.
Queen Nefertiti?
Nefertiti.
I've heard it both ways.
I've always said Palance, but I'll acquiesce because I mean.
Tomato, you stupid bitch. But yeah, so Curly forces the ranch hands to apologize. Yeah, and then we move on.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, and that's all you see of Curly, but it leaves a huge impression on Mitch, right? Like Mitch is like, dude, he's so leathery. He's just like a saddlebag with eyes. Like he keeps making jokes about him because he's intimidating, right?
Dude, he's crazy looking, right?
He's crazy, dude. He's
like
old.
What do you say? He's like the manliest man I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that.
Yeah,
and then people start talking about rumors they've heard about how he killed somebody in a knife fight.
Confirmed kill again. It just pops up in all of our movies.
Yeah, and that's where you get that line from the
black guy,
the black dentist dude. He's like,
he said he slit him from neck to nuts.
Nuts. And as Mitch is like sort of talking shit about Curly, be like, dude, this guy's a psychopath, man, and he's gonna be the one leading us, because it turns out, again, if we haven't mentioned it before, like Curly is like the head guy leading the cattle drive. And so he's just like, Mitch doesn't like this. He's like, this guy's like looks crazy. He's a killer. And it turns out Curly is standing and comes up walking.
He does that smooth thing where he's like talking all this shit, and he's like, and he's standing behind me, isn't he? And they're like, yep. And
yes, dude.
he's like,
everybody else like gets up and leaves.
And he says,
I'm sorry. I didn't mean anything by that.
I crap bigger than you.
That's his only response.
And he's got the cigar, he said that when he accepted the award. He said it was about Billy Crystal that I crap bigger than you, and like people in the audience were like, oh, at the Oscars.
What the hell is wrong with Hollywood, dude?
God dang. I don't know, man. Q and Shane Gillis from the Kevin Hart roast.
I do it for the balcony. I do it for the upper decks. Fuck all these people down here.
It's like, why'd they put you rich pussies up here?
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Right? Oh, you can literally eat children, but God forbid, like Jack Palance's crap. Shut up, idiots.
But yeah, man. So this also you do find out. Of course, old Bonnie was a little sweet on Billy or sweet on Mitch for sticking up for her, and he has that wonderful line of I'm married.
Yeah, dude.
She's just being nice to him. Like,
he tells her she has a boyfriend, basically. He's just like,
basically,
I'm married, dude. It's like, because he's loyal to his wife, and that's sort of like a theme to this, because obviously his friend Ed has been a poonhound, and from this moment forward,
what's it like to have a
Ed's
friend like that?
I don't know, man.
I don't
have any friends like that.
Yeah, because you are that friend. Because I am you. 40-year-old virgin. Love it. Anyway, so the cattle drive begins, and what they're doing is they're just taking cattle on this 2-week journey. They hurt them. Mm-hmm. Again, the whole plot is you're sleeping under the stars, you're doing the work. You're riding a horse, which will make you
bowlegged. That's what they paid for, man. They paid for the cowboy experience,
and
man.
it'll hurt your balls, as you see. There was a scene earlier where they were icing their balls.
Rolling. Man, my ass is swollen.
That's the line. That's the line that I used to sing that, and I didn't know where the fuck I got it from.
Oh, I knew exactly. I've always done it too, and I knew exactly where it came from.
Yep.
I had no idea. And I was like, when I was watching, I was like, oh, that's where you stole it from, Chris. I knew you stole it, but
yeah,
nowhere.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this before, but it may not be Billy Crystal, but my inner monologue, my inner voice sounds a lot like Billy Crystal.
Your inner monologue is a small Jewish
constant
man.
Shit talking one-liners. Like that's not surprising.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like smart aleck comments. And I just wish I could talk as fast as him.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's like Billy Crystal. Yeah, and that's all he does. Like, and we established in the beginning of the film, or when we started talking about it on the rewind, is that like he's just constantly talking trash, and it's funny. Like he's just one-liners after one-liners. But the group begins to move the cattle herd through the rough terrain. And Mitch sort of has like his first victory here, because earlier in the film you kind of see him struggling with like roping the cattle, like he can't do it, and that's sort of a recurring thing.
Like riding a horse and all those things. Which, by the way, Billy Crystal bought this horse after this movie. Like
really? He did.
He loved it. He loved that horse so much, like enjoyed it, and so bought the freaking horse.
Dude, I believe the horse is...
Kind of felt bad for the horse.
I believe that the horse's name was Beechnut, dude.
Yeah,
like, that's such a great like name for a horse, dude. But like you get a bunch of montage of scenes, and Billy Crystal sort of wrangles a stray calf with his horse like back to the herd, and it's a simple victory. But like you really feel it when you're watching this film, because like deep down you're still like, Billy Crystal's a good person. You're sort of like rooting for him, even though he's like
his boys are cheering him on, and then he's giving him back. They do the moonwalk thing where he like pulls his baseball cap down, and the horse is walking backwards, and he does a Michael Jackson impression.
It's such a good scene. Dude, it's so good.
Academy. Yeah. It's just, I don't know. It's like, and his friends are having fun with it, and then you have Ed, because he's watching old Bonnie ride the horse, and he's like, the horse is having all the fun.
Bro, her ass is bouncing like literally on the horse, and
her
like
little flat skillet ass.
Yeah, was he saying to tell me you wouldn't?
Tell me you wouldn't screw her braids out.
Braids out. And then what was the other one that he says, Shadwick?
Nick, with my other favorite of yours, bang the shit out of her.
That's a great delivery.
Yes, dude. But he tells him, he's like, look, I'm loyal to my wife. He was like, and like his motto is basically, which he says, I see a Picasso and I admire it, but I don't take it down off the wall.
Yeah.
Like I'm a married man, and
that's where I would have gone with it.
So one time you one up Billy Crystal, you get one.
Yeah, I get one.
You get one, and that's where you sort of kind of see like Ed's character, because at this point in time we have to remember like he actually got married, right, to the underwear lingerie model who is like incredibly hot in this film. Like but he's still like his old ways. Like what's wrong with you doing that? And he's just like, dude, that's just like not me. And he comes up with these scenarios like, well, what if there's like an alien, like abduction?
Down,
it's like
a spaceship.
It's a throwaway line.
It's like, good reality. Are you listening to this?
Yeah.
yes. I love that. I love it because it's such a throwaway line, but that is one of the most like retarded questions I've been asked by my friends. It's like you start as men, you start creating these scenarios.
Oh, dude, you say like I wouldn't do that or whatever, and then it all like devolves down to they're like, you wouldn't suck another dude's dick for $2 million.
For $2 million, dude. $2 million.
You never have to see him again.
Nobody knows.
No one knows.
Nobody's gonna find out about it, dude. Yeah, it's like
now you know how we funded this podcast.
No kidding. Well, I'm not coming out though.
I wasn't gonna pay a dime for sex.
I don't care how much she was charging.
Yeah, nickel though. Nickel not.
It's just because I couldn't afford the ZJ.
You drop it in the nickel sluts.
Yep, there you go, man. And so you do have another verbal altercation here with Curly and Mitch, right?
Hi, Curly. Kill anyone today?
They ain't over yet.
Day ain't over yet.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, like his face drops, dude. It's such a good scene.
These back and forth, but their chemistry is great.
Oh, it's so good. It is absolutely so good. And so again, it drives the animosity between them because Billy Crystal's like character Mitch is like terrified of Curly, man, because he's just too hard. Like, we also find out, with Phil's backstory, turns out Nancy, the cashier girl, is not pregnant.
That's a win. It's
a win, but it's an L because he doesn't have a kid with another woman, but his life is still destroyed.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's
Mitch is like, well, that's good. And he's like, well, good for her.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like, so he wanted the kid with her.
It's good for him, too, because now he doesn't have another mouth to feed.
Right.
My
and that bitch is going to be blowing on the saxophone all the time, too.
My favorite, he introduces himself.
Yeah, I'm Phil Berquist. I committed adultery.
I live with my dad.
That reminds me of Chris. That was a Chris line.
I live with my dad. But yeah.
That night, after all of the hijinks and character development, Ed finally starts to come clean, man. Like, and to this point in time, we don't really know a lot about Ed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's sort of this poon hound, but he married this really hot, like, lingerie model, and he's, like, supposed to finally start settling down, even though his friends, like, all doubt it. He's, he is who he is. We all have those friends. But he's just, like, he finally admits it. He's just like, listen, he has this, like, disgusting fear of commitment because he finds out his current wife wants to have children. And he knows the fucking party is over, gentlemen, as soon as you have the... Yep.
But there's a great little comedic beat right here. It's a callback to the spaceship show.
Mm-hmm.
He's painting another scenario to Mitch. Like, say... for breakfast, you have the variety cereal. You've eaten it your whole life.
The Kellogg's variety pack.
Yeah. And then and Mitch goes,
And the spaceship lands?
No.
And he's like, yeah, the spaceship shows up, but you're telling me for $2 million you wouldn't suck his dick.
You wouldn't suck a dick.
No one's gonna know.
No one's gonna know, dude. Exactly. They have this conversation, but Phil takes sort of offense to this conversation because, again, he's lost everything, man.
His life is ruined.
His life is ruined, and so he's looking at his friend Ed's life. He's like, oh, I'm sorry, you married a lingerie model who thinks the world of you, thinks the sun rises and sets in your pants.
Yeah.
And you're worried about, like, settling down and having a kid. He would trade places with him instantly.
It is funny when Ed's like starts trying to be sincere, like talking about he's got a problem. Phil's like, you can't get an erection, can you?
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, I can get it up any time, pal. I can do it right now.
I can do it right now. He's about to pull some of that male bravado bullshit.
Oh, dude, it's an old classic, man.
They end up getting in a
hard on.
They end up getting in a tussle.
Yeah.
And old Curly has to intervene by throwing water on them, which, man, I would be mad.
Yeah, dude, I would be fucking pissed. All three of them are sort of wrestling, and they're just like fooling around. I mean, they're mad at each other they're mucking about, dude. Yeah. You know how guys do. Like, we get angry, and they're sort of like play fighting around, but they're making a ton of racket, and this is the foreshadowing for the next day, right? This is
you're
the
spooking
evening.
the cattle.
Yeah, he tells them, look, they don't like loud, crazy sounds, noises. You guys need to calm down, and that's the end of the night, and we come to the next morning, and Mitch sort of forces his two friends to make up. He's like, dude, we're all best friends. Chris has been that dude more times than I can count.
Yeah.
Shout out, Chris. Sorry you had to play that role for all of us, but here it is. And you know what? Like, Ed and Phil are like, shake hands. They're like, dude, this is great.
It's what dudes do.
It's what dudes do, man. It's like, dude, we had it out.
Let's move on. Yeah.
We're going to move on, dude. We're going to move forward. And Mitch is like, hell yeah, let's celebrate with a little fresh ground coffee.
Yeah, fresh coffee, 1995 or whatever.
Why should we live like savages?
Yeah.
Exactly.
1995.
Turns out this portable battery-operated grinder does spook the cattle.
Wow, look at him go. That is amazing. Stampede.
Well, it's funny, though, because like Ed gets on his horse and like chases the cattle, like trying to catch up to him. Then they turn and come back toward camp. So like there's this great shot, and I don't know shit about riding horses. I don't know if this is a thing, but like he's got his elbow up when he's coming back. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is, but
I don't know either.
It looked cool.
Yeah, man, he's coming back, and then Curly saves the day, man, because it looks like the Stampede's
with a one-gun shot.
My favorite part is during the whole scene, it keeps cutting back to Curly, and he's laughing, dude. Like, he's having like the time of his life. Like, he's laughing at like all the stuff going on, and yeah, he finally decides to end the stampede of the chaos. The cattle trample the camp. They just wreck their tents. Everything is like
knock over the food wagon.
Yeah, everything is half destroyed, and so he finally ends the stampede, and being that unfortunately most of the cattle are there, but there's a couple missing, and so Curly decides to go after them, and obviously because it's Mitch's fault, he recruits him to go and wrangle.
I love this shit.
Doesn't he Mitch say, are you going alone? He goes, nope,
you're coming with me.
Just the two of us?
And he knows he's already scared of him too, so it's like,
and so he goes with Curly to find the cattle that have escaped, and this is just a nice bonding scene, is what this sets up. This is where Curly and Mitch, like the steel curtain in front of Curly finally comes down. Yeah, he exposes himself a little bit there. Because Mitch ends up showing, like, at the night, he's trying to play the harmonica, and Curly tells him to stop because he's sharpening his knife, obviously, to intimidate him. But he's like, I'm not going to stop. Like, he keeps the line he keeps using. He's on vacation. Like, but he stands up to Curly, and Curly's like, all right. So he's playing the harmonica, and I love this. When he starts singing, I'm just like,
lonely but free I'll be found, drifting along with the tumbling tumbleweeds.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I'm just like, hell yeah.
Every time I see that scene when he says, shut the hell up, I'm on vacation.
Yeah.
It reminds me when we went on a family vacation. Like I was like 10 or 12 years old, and my dad was like carrying on with my mom about like not doing something or whatever. And she goes, "Kiss my butt. I'm on vacation."
And that's his attitude.
And that's one of those things that like your family just like that stays with you for the rest of your life.
Yeah,
like,
dude. Yeah,
like,
dude,
like
yes.
we say that all the time.
The family lore, dude. Exactly. And that's that moment in this film too. It's like you get this lore where he's just like he's gonna stand up to Curly even if it means his death. And the funniest part is he continues to play the harmonica, but he's so scared. They just really have this like heart-to-heart moment. You're like, okay, everything's gonna be okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like they found the cattle, they wrangled them, but also like a quick note right before when they're wrangling the cattle and Billy Crystal's like getting drug, like he did all of his own stunts.
Now, the running of the bulls was not him. There definitely was a stuntman in that.
No.
Like, I did see that, like, where he had the cap pulled down pretty low. You could see.
I would not want to be drugged by a horse.
Well, I don't think he was actually drugged by the horse, right? I think it was just a whatever. But yeah, that's him. Like in a lot of these, they all rode the horses in this. Like,
they rode the horses. They learned to ranch, and like it got to the point where they actually did so much work. Like they became like cattle wranglers for all intents and purposes on the scene of the film.
Daniel
because
Stern bought a ranch after this.
He did, dude. he bought a small. Like, he still owns it to my knowledge.
That's awesome.
As recording of this, and like when they were on the scene, they were obviously driving the cattle. Like, and then when the scene cut, they drove the cattle back to reset the
cool
scene.
as shit. Yeah,
like off camera. Like they were actually doing the job. They did so much training.
Yeah, man.
So
That's cool.
It's really really cool. So you got this moment where Curly and Mitch, sort of like interact together. You realize, okay, maybe things aren't as bad as they could be. And the next morning is when they actually have their real heart to heart.
I do like in that before he starts singing, Curly's like, "You make a lot of jokes at my expense," and he's like, it's not personal. I do it to everybody. It's just my way. Mm-hmm. And Crow's like, "I don't understand that way."
Yeah.
But it kind of lays the foundation for them to find some common ground. I think because they know each other. They know what to expect from each other more.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, and they both sort of like it's an unspoken thing. And this happens a lot between men too. Is that like Curly did some shit to him, and he did some shit to Curly, and it's sort of like an unspoken forgiveness, right? Like they both are like, okay, we're just gonna silently bury the hatchet. Like, I fucked up, I said some shit to you, you made fun of me. We're just gonna let bygones be bygones and move forward from here.
And maybe Curly was pushing him to stand up for himself.
Yeah, I think so. Like
I think he was.
Like, because he does this all the time. This is his job, right? So he deals with these quote-unquote city slickers all the time.
And he says that the next morning, and that's where we're going with this next scene. He basically tells Mitch, he's like, "Look, all you city slickers are the same. You get your rope all knotted up about all this stuff in your life, and you come out here for 2 weeks and you think you're gonna unravel it all." Yeah. Basically, it's like it's such a beautiful, like, well-written line, because he's telling him, like, "Look, you're not gonna undo all your freaking trauma out here, like in 2 weeks, man. You got a lot of problems."
2 weeks, you can't.
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Fucking won't stop.
and Billy Crystal's sort of telling him like his backstory. He's just like, "Dude, this is my life and this is what's happening." And you finally come to like one of the best moments, in my opinion, of the film, where Curly's just like, "Look, dude, you're worried about all these things and all these problems in your life, but really life comes down to one thing."
Do you know what the secret of life is?
No, what?
This.
Your finger?
One thing. Just one thing.
Yeah, one thing. When you figure that out, like the rest don't mean shit, is what he tells him. And basically, it's like, obviously, when you find out what the most important thing is in your life and you get that right, everything else falls into place, is what he's trying to tell him. And Billy Crystal's like, well, what's the one thing? And Curly's like, well, you have to figure that out for your damn self, retard.
Yes, he does say that. And then all of a sudden, the cow is going into labor.
Yeah, immediately down the line,
which I did find out that Billy Crystal, this was a puppet for the scene that he shot, but he did deliver. I think they said Billy Crystal helped deliver like 6 calves. They used 6 different calves for Norman in this, but he did help deliver like all 6 of those. And the one of the calf standing up or whatever after it was, that was like a real calf. Like after it was, there's a lot of the real calves used in this. Like I said, they had 6 they swapped out, but the scene is he has to help deliver the calf. The calf's backwards, so he's got to get his hands dirty in there, pull it out. Like, kind of, you see him start conquering all these fears, where he's kind of being a little more rugged.
Fear of losing his watch.
Yeah, he lost his watch, and then all of a sudden, Carly just shoots the mom.
I'm gonna name him Norman. Because years ago.
And you're like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, it's this cruel moment in the middle of a triumph.
She was suffering, she was dying and suffering, so he put her out of her misery. And then I was like, but the steaks, like, is someone gonna eat that? I mean, at least get like a tri-tip off of that bitch and let's go.
You want to go to the Sizzler and get some grub?
No thanks, pal. Not hungry.
You can't tell me, dude. He couldn't have butchered that cow a little,
may have put this movie a little over the edge if it just shows Curly blood everywhere.
I was actually surprised it showed the calf coming out.
Yeah,
the way
it did. Yeah. But I guess that was a puppet. They said.
So that
like
was
what I read.
It's animatronics. They built, from my research, they built the cow itself giving birth, like the birth canal and all that stuff is anatomically correct. Everything was the same, but like its movement, its breath was like sort of like all that was animatronics. But the calf was real. The calf that was birthed out was 100% real. And so you see it, and he of course names it Norman the calf. But most importantly,
and Curly softens up here too. It's like, hey, he looks like you.
Yeah, he does, dude. And he actually slaps Mitch on the back and calls him cowboy.
It's an awesome moment. Yeah,
dude, it's such a good moment, dude. It's like a father-son moment almost. Which at that age, I'm reading too much into this assuredly, but like, I feel like Mitch needed a father figure at that particular moment, in which he didn't have in his life. And it was that moment where you're really trying to do something, you're trying to change, you're trying to be more than you are, and then someone slaps you on the back and it's like, good job, dude.
You're like,
it just meant, it's like, hell yeah, it meant so much to him, and he calls him cowboy, and he earns Curly's respect. This man that he feared, that Mitch was scared of the entire time, that he sort of made fun of to try to cope and deal with how manly this guy was in comparison to himself, like a city slicker.
And now they're friends, so Mitch can ask him the spaceship question.
Yeah, I know. That's a funny thing. Like, he just starts talking about the spaceship
I thought about you on his answer, Leaf. He's like,
And the second it's over, she's gonna get back into her spaceship and fly away for eternity. Would you do it?
She a redhead?
Yeah. I know, it's what I heard too.
I like redheads.
Yeah. I was like, damn, Leaf's got a little curly in him.
He's a man of my own heart.
If you'd been on this trip, you may have had a little curly in you. Who knows? but
I mean, it was $1 million. What'd you expect me to do?
They weren't going through the mountains.
They said no one would know. But this was great. So now you have this bond between Mitch and Curly, and you're like, this is great.
Finally.
I can't wait to see how this plays out through the rest of the movie.
And then Goose gets killed when he ejects too early and slams in the canopy right after this scene.
To the Mentos commercial.
Mentos, the fresh maker.
It's just, I was just like, I remember in the theater, I was like, why do people keep dying in movies I like? Stop doing this to me.
Dude, they have to.
I was
man.
11 years old, man.
Hey, you should start watching Game of Thrones.
I did. There was a bunch of wieners.
Two wieners alongside yet another wiener party, wiener party.
They're always flaccid, is what Butter said. They can't show an erect penis. But anyway, Carly ends up having a heart attack and dies. And this is another cut scene where they cut to them burying Curly.
Yes, dude.
And you're like, what the fuck? Like, you just got to bury this dude. I mean, I guess you don't want to tote his dead corpse around. I guess this is what he would have wanted, but it's kind of an abrupt scene, which again was why he was only on set for 2 weeks.
Yeah,
2 weeks again.
It kind of makes sense because, like, he did say that he wasn't married. He didn't have any next of skin.
Next of skin, yeah.
Yeah, and so, like, they just basically buried him on the trail, and the Ben and Jerry's characters, the revolting blobs, like, we just, like, is this legal? Do we need a license?
Yeah.
It's like, he didn't have anybody else, so it's like you get that moment where Billy Crystal's, like, the only, like, saying, like, giving his eulogy and just saying, hey, you know.
What can I say about Curly? I didn't know you well, but I'll never forget you. You live life on your terms. Simple, honest, and brave. I'm glad for the short time that we spent together.
Yeah, like, he's just gone, like, out of the film, and now...
Phil has that damn liberal line, like...
The man ate bacon at every meal. I mean, you can't do that.
Yes, dude. It's like,
yes, you
gotta
can.
expect
Yeah.
But it's now tasked with Jeff and TR to drive the cattle as the veterans on this run. And so, I mean, what could go wrong, right?
Yeah.
They'll drive the cattle in, and that'll be the end of the movie. No.
Yeah, they're professional. There's no reason to worry.
Yeah, there's no reason to worry. But unfortunately...
Unless they find some liquor.
Yep. And I mean, you know, Curly gone, things start to fall apart. We do have the heart-to-heart between Mitch, Phil, and Ed. That's pretty good here.
The best day, worst day.
Yeah,
thing? Yeah,
and that's really great lines in there. But when they
let's at least tell Mitch's, because it's a true story.
Okay, yeah, you go ahead.
Yeah, the best day of Mitch's life. He talks about how. What was he, 10? I think he said.
Mm-hmm.
His dad takes him to Yankee Stadium for his first game, and he talks about how they had a black and white TV, so this was the first game that he saw in color.
Yeah, it's
so
a cool
he'd never seen like the green field and all that shit.
Yeah,
and that was a real story from Billy Crystal.
Yep.
So
his dad,
I thought that was great.
Yeah, his dad took him to the game because he still has the program.
Taught him how to keep score.
Yep.
And also he was quoted as saying for that scene when he recorded it, he took off his Mets hat because he didn't feel
that's awesome.
that it was right to take it to tell a Yankee story.
I respect that, Billy Crystal.
Yo, that's why in that scene
did he have his hat off?
He didn't. He was off during that scene.
Okay.
He said it did not feel right to tell that story with his Mets hat on. So it's when he's telling it, he's not wearing the hat.
Apparently, what was his name? Ron Underwood, the director.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a big Mets fan.
Okay.
And then also, I think Chris said earlier, the Mets had given some kind of big donation to some type of foundation. I think
that Billy Crystal was doing. Yeah,
yeah.
So that's part of, I think, maybe the agreement, or maybe that was his nod to them. But one of my favorite characters in this movie is old Cookie.
Man,
who just is openly drinking while driving, which I guess that's okay when you're herding cattle. I don't think that you're going to run into a patrol officer out in the desert.
No, it's fine until you just fucking snap randomly and pull your pants down.
He's nuts.
This is what I love. This is you've just like gotten over the Curly thing. They broke that up with a heart-to-heart, best day, worst day. And then the horses just go over the fucking edge, and it cuts
with all the food,
with
right?
the food and everything, and then it just cuts to 2 mounds where they buried the dead horses, and I was like, God, like for some reason that's like a comedic beat when maybe it shouldn't be a comedic beat, but it's funny as shit.
And then Billy Crystal's line, he says,
2 horses.
I can't believe we buried horses.
Well, the impact really drove them into the ground. We just covered them up with some dirt.
And Bonnie is horrified.
Oh, God.
But Cookie manages to survive the fall. His legs are broken, so they need 2 volunteers, and it's up to Ben and Steve Jessup to take Cookie back, drag him basically back to the nearest town, which is we learned it's half a day's ride away. So they volunteer to take him away.
Yeah, and these are the black dentists.
Yes.
And the dad like volunteers. It's like we're the only ones that are even close to having medical training. So we'd be his best option if something goes bad or whatever.
Yeah.
And the son's like, but Dad, this is like your dream. And he's like, just ride with me, son.
Yeah, that's all he wants.
It'll still be great.
Yeah, that's all he wants.
Yeah.
And it's a big, especially for, you have to assume this is a lot of effing money to do this. And for him to be like, dude, we got somebody hurt here. We've got to get him back. And as long as he can ride with his son, and Cookie's going to get the shakes at some point. So
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how much it was supposed to cost, but at Mitch's birthday party, Phil said that he worked every weekend for a year
to afford it. Yeah.
That
$4 an hour doesn't go very far at the grocery store.
In 1991.
You do find out too. So that Cookie's gone. Like you said, the dentists are gone, and now the people that have now taken over, it's what Jeff and TR.
Yeah, and we already had foreshadowing with that in the beginning when they were sexually harassing Bonnie.
They no longer have Curly to keep them in check, and so they get belligerently drunk, and they start fucking acting a fool, and even bring out Norman, because everybody's ignoring them, trying to be like, hey, let's just stay away from them, let them tire themselves out.
Yeah, let them have their fun. They'll go to sleep, whatever.
But much like the sports fans that are harassing you and Chris, they wanted to fight.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
they put a gun in the calf's mouth, dude. Like Norman the calf, dude. It's it's this cringy scene, dude.
Yeah.
Every scene with them is so realistically bad, man.
It's John Wick's dog.
Yeah, dude. Don't fuck with animals, man.
Dude, don't do it, man. And so, we get Mitch comes out. He's like, look, I'm going to let them humiliate me. That's what they want. And he goes out there, tries to diffuse the situation with his regular jokes and humor.
Norman, are you bothering the Cowboys?
Yeah,
I told you about this.
It's what you should do in that situation. Hopefully diffuse it, and it doesn't work. And
I think Billy Crystal does a really good job from going from those comedic beats to being like, look, guys, we're counting on you. We need you. Please, go sleep it off.
He appeals to reason. It's you're right. It's such a good
most
line.
drunk people, they immediately are like, you know what? That's right. You're right. I'm gonna go sleep this off.
How would you know that, Chris?
Yeah, because I've appealed to a lot of drunk
Shout
people.
out to
I
Chris.
am the drunk people. But yeah, man. So
I will go on record saying Chris is oftentimes the voice of reason.
The voice of reason. Yeah, he is the Billy Crystal many, many, many times. You all owe him
you
a
won't
debt
catch
of
me
allegiance.
dead in a Mets hat, though. I'll tell you that much. I'd rather suck a dick for $2 million.
But no one's gonna know, dude. Who's gonna know?
Wear a Mets hat. I'm just saying.
Well, would you wear a Mets hat before a Pirates hat?
What if nobody knew you were wearing the Mets hat, Chris, and then that was
and you never have to wear it again.
You never have to wear it again. Hey, that money will pay for therapy too. What's wrong with us?
It's fine.
Maybe we're the monsters. So a fight breaks out, as of course it's going to, with booze involved and a bunch of manly men being fucking idiots. And who's the hero in this one, Leaf?
Dude, the hero is Phil, dude. He comes to the rescue. He ends up wrestling one of the guns away and puts it to Jeff's head, dude. And we get this intense moment.
I'm not gonna let him bully us anymore. My father-in-law is a bully.
Phil.
I hate bullies.
It stops almost being funny. I don't know if you guys were like I wasn't smiling at any of this, dude.
Yeah, this is where Rick Moranis doesn't work.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Yeah, does not work in the scene.
And all of sort of Phil's trauma, all of his backstory sort of comes to a head,
Fucking
and you
boiling
realize,
over, man.
You realize he is really depressed in a bad way, right?
Well, he's felt bullied
forever.
For years.
Yeah.
Yes.
So now he's taking it out on the bully, and then
and you're worried that he's going to shoot this guy, and most importantly, the characters are worried. Whether you know what happens or not, you can see Billy Crystal's character, Mitch, and Ed are both terrified. They're like, he's about to kill this man, and he is in that headspace. Turns out he lets him go. the two Jeff and TR run off, right? Like he doesn't shoot him.
Yeah, like
yes.
Well, they don't know that at first. Like they think they're just going to go like sleep it off or whatever.
Yes.
I did laugh though when they go into Phil's tent and it's like this long like zoom and he's sitting there like backlit with a gun in his hand and he's just sitting there completely still.
Yeah, it's a little creepy. A little Full Metal Jacket action.
I was going to say Legends of the Fall after Brad Pitt goes crazy. He's holding the knife.
Yeah,
after scalping all those guys.
Yeah, dude. This is in a comedy. This cuts through pretty quick to reset you. But now, like we said, you find out the next morning, just to move forward. You find out, hey man, they left. And you guys don't remember we're low on food because of which is good story writing, by the way. Like
so good.
You're low on food because of all the shenanigans of the horses that were pounded into the ground, and you just had to sprinkle dirt over them.
But Cookie ran. But you know what? It's your point earlier. They're traveling with food. Like, you know what?
True.
Get that one calf that keeps showing his ass, or that one cow, the one that keeps out running off and not staying with the group, and make a fucking example out of him.
For the rest of the cows.
Make all the other ones watch. Like, look, this is what's going to happen.
And it's going to be delicious.
Fucking fall in line.
And then when you get to where you're supposed to deliver the cattle, and they're like, "Oh, that's crazy. One of these cows is missing, so that'll be $10,000."
This is a very different movie if Chadwick, Chris, and Leif were involved.
It's a $10,000 steak we had back there. I don't even know where to cut. I'm not even sure what I got. It was probably the butt.
Is it supposed to be shaped like a hot dog?
Yeah.
We have this really
I think I had this flavor before.
We have this really intense moment where all three best friends are sort of hashing it out, right? Like, what are we going to do here? And they basically like almost come to a consensus. Everyone else is like, dude, we leave the cattle here and we make for the ranch by ourselves because this isn't our responsibility. We're tourists. We're vacationers. We're out having a good time. We paid for this experience. We don't want to die out here because of some cattle. But Ed and Phil refuse to leave the cattle behind. They're convinced
they can do it.
They can do this. They can drive the cattle home, dude. And it's gonna again. Chris mentioned they're low on supplies, but here they are, and they're out. They want to try. Ed's like, dude, this is what we're here for. This is bigger than anything we've ever done. All the empty, like thrill-seeking things we did were empty, and they were self-aggrandizing, but this matters because these animals in this environment aren't going to make it. Like, life and death is involved here, and we have to try to rise above ourselves and do something great here. And Phil's all in. So Ed and Phil are like, we're going to do this. And Billy Crystal's characters, Mitch is like, no, like this is suicide.
He doesn't want
to
take a risk, right?
Yeah.
No.
And he kind of turns on Ed a little bit. It's like you're always like forcing me to do stuff. You're always like talking me into stuff that I don't want to do.
Yeah.
And you think that bringing in this herd is going to make all the broken pieces of your life come together?
Hey, you don't want to do it? Don't do it. We want to do it.
I'm not doing it.
They've already pegged Mitch as like a glass half empty character, right? And he is. Like, he always sees the negative. It doesn't matter, like, what's going on. He always calculates the risk and everything and doesn't really worry about like the bigger picture a lot of times. And here we are in that situation, and that's exactly what he does. He basically tells them, hey, good luck, you two. I'm gonna take Ben and Jerry.
He's gonna take the safe route. Is what he's gonna do.
And we're all leaving, and the next morning comes, and that's exactly what he does. He rides off with the other vacationers towards the ranch, leaving Phil or Ed and Phil to deal with the cattle, and they try their best, man. And we get a couple of scenes where they're like already starting to argue,
and they're struggling.
They're fighting. They can't really get it together. They're doing their best, and a couple of calves escape and run sort of like over the hill. Phil chases them, and suddenly the calves turn around and come running back. Dude.
He's just like yelling at him, like, "Come back!" And they come back over. Thank God, Mitchie the kid's there.
Hey, Mitch!
he's got Curly's hat on. Like,
yes,
dude,
it's such a good scene, bro. Like, it's just
good
bro,
shot,
it's
good scene.
Such, it's the he's back, dude. He's not gonna leave his friends, of course. And he's there to drive the cattle with them, man. And the music, everything is so perfect, dude.
Yeah, because this is, and we'll start to try to speed forward on this one, but like,
yeah, man.
I do have the conversation you have here in your notes about the VCR.
Yes, I wanted to talk about that. I forgot.
Yeah. That's again. Remember setting your VCRs back in the day to record shows and things.
See, I can't remember the combination now. I know there was something about Channel 3 and Channel 4.
Yeah,
but I can't remember. I think you had to be on Channel 4 if you wanted to record something else.
Yeah, and
it's lore lost to the 80s and the 90s, man. And that's why I love that scene.
Man. Dude,
I'm glad we stopped and mentioned this because, everything seems to be going well. Like, Mitch shows up, they're driving the cattle, and they're still sort of like bantering, like as we're on this podcast, right? As three friends do. Like, we're doing something, even if we were doing something extremely important, we're still who we are. And they're having this conversation. And I remember thinking to myself, I barely remember what they're talking about. And it almost made me sad.
Yeah, dude.
Because I'm like, it's law. Like, you show this to somebody who was born in the 2000s. Dude, they're going to glaze
someone that
over.
was even born in the 90s. They probably weren't setting VCRs, you know?
What does he say? Like it doesn't have to be on Channel 3, and he's like, it does.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
He's so passionate about it. Because we've all set the VCR to record and done it wrong, and then you have like nothing.
And you're fucked.
Yeah. And you've missed your show because there's no DVR, no streaming.
And Ed is like just pissed off about listening to this. He's like, I don't want to hear any more of this. Like, he doesn't get it. He's not going to get it.
Yeah.
And then it cuts back to Phil. He's like, how do you set the clock?
Bro, it's such
you remember like we used to make fun, like we would call people 12 o'clock flashers if they
wouldn't set their clock on their on their VCRs, dude.
Well, like
God,
if it was just someone that you thought was dumb, you would just call them a 12 o'clock flasher.
Yeah, because they didn't know how to set their. You were insinuating.
Yeah.
They're incompetence. And so everything seems to be going extremely well. Obviously, they're starting to banter. They're driving the cattle. It seems to be working. They have a general idea of where they're headed. Everything seems to be going great. And then a massive storm hits. And
which
they
is
finally
bad because they have to. Early on they talk about they got to cross. Curly mentions crossing the river.
Curly.
And so when the bad storm hits, guess what? That water level has now risen. And
and they're not sure if they're at the right crossing spot or not. They're there. And so, it's really like Ed sort of takes charge here and he's just like, dude, we're going to try because
Ed just wants to die.
He just wants to die. He is a suicidal.
He's the dark wizard from that HBO documentary I just watched.
He's Tom Cruise. He's an adrenaline junkie.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. And so he crosses first. It turns out it's deeper than it was, but it's shallow enough that they can cross. And so they begin to make their way across the river with the cattle, like in tow.
And I heard something about they had to film this in a certain way because the cattle kept trying to hump each other in the water.
I like
probably
it. I respect it.
And I understand that because that's actually a comedic thing that was to happen. And when that actually happens in the movie when Ed and before Mitch shows up, like when Ed when it's just
it's all chaotic.
It's all chaotic. Yeah, they're trying to like bang each other, and it just looks it's so funny. You don't want that in this moment.
No,
it's like a fucking eyes wide shut party.
Yeah, dude, it is, man. But
like everybody's fucking everybody.
Yeah, you definitely don't want that in this. But this is where
a Grinch party.
Yeah, dude. The swapping keys and shit. But this is where Norman gets swept up, man, and it pulls on your heartstrings.
Norman!
I'm going to tell you what pulls on my heartstrings. Well, one, of course, him screaming floating down the river. But I didn't pick up on the fucking foreshadowing about the rope.
Yeah.
Like the whole time, Mitch can't throw the rope. He can't lasso anything.
Yeah. Yes.
And then it comes down to the point where like he has to
do it,
he has to lasso Norman to save his life.
Yeah.
And it's a fucking great shot.
Oh.
And he nails it, dude. And he's cheering himself, but obviously it's not quite the end. Norman is swept further down the river, and basically, like, Mitch jumps into the river, risking his own life for this calf, excuse me. And it takes the efforts all three men combined to rescue this calf at the last moment, dude. And it's
awesome.
intense because, like, Billy Crystal's character slams into, like, the rocks, dude.
And
And
you
it's
think
just
like he
like,
may be knocked out, and like you know, you're just like, Jesus Bowl.
Jesus Bowl. It's so intense. And so in the end, obviously, they do rescue Norman the calf. He survives. His friends pull Billy Crystal out of the or Mitch out of the river.
And Tom Cruise is like, Jesus, you say I'm reckless.
Yeah. and there's this great moment where they're laying on the bank and they're all laughing, dude. And it's like, I don't know, man. I'm sorry, ladies. You're like, I apologize to you.
You're not going to get it.
You're not going to understand it. You're like, coming close to death is just like, is a thing that with the men that have done it together, that have fought together, that have nearly died together or have died together, you know, or seen their friends die together. Like, that's just something that in combat, battle, and in times of life and death.
Dude, we talked about it 1,000 times. Like, when sometimes you get in a fight with somebody, you actually throw hands, and then the next day you're like, all right, we're good. Like, something about that battle.
Something about conflict. It will
something
unite.
about Mary.
It is.
So that's this triumphant moment in the film, and it's echoed again as they finally reach the ranch, man.
Dude.
They did it.
And everybody's cheering them on while they're bringing them all in.
All the old characters, the two dentists are there. You got Bonnie is there, obviously. Ben and Jerry are there. Everyone is cheering them on as they drive the cattle.
And these cattle are completely safe now, and that's what you like. Is you're like, yes, they're completely safe.
They're completely safe except for the meat packing company that just bought them and will turn them all into delicious flank steaks.
Yeah,
for our tacos on Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, the dentist's son was like, you know, I'll stay with you, Dad, and we can like hurt them back. And the guy's like, well, but the rancher, he's like, well, normally that would be the case, but the market's so high right now, I just can't pass it up.
Yep.
So they're all gonna be butchered.
Yep.
Yeah. And
including Norman.
Yep.
Including Norman, man. And so everybody has this
moment.
Yeah.
Everyone, obviously the audience, including us, are just like, no, man, Norman, he's been through all this. Like, he can't be butchered. But I mean,
I heard him scream.
I did,
dude,
yeah.
So awful, man. But we put all that aside for the moment.
The Silence of the Lambs.
Right. we put all that to the side, and we look at the three main characters, and as they're riding into the ranch and they're sort of talking amongst themselves, there's this moment where, you know, they all sort of realize, okay, we've all found what we're looking for, right? Curly's advice has finally come to fruition, right? Everybody sort of found that one thing through this experience. Ed realizes what's most important to him, and he realizes, dude, I am gonna nut inside my wife, dude. I'm gonna bust.
I'm gonna
long and hard,
I'm gonna
dude.
Shoot. I'm gonna shoot.
I'm gonna shoot. I'm gonna fucking shoot.
Let's cut in a Scary Movie too.
Yes, dude. Phil decides that, dude, he's going to start his life over despite, like, his bitch of a wife is going to ruin his life. It's like, dude, I still can salvage a good life now. Dude, you're 39. Shut up, Phil.
Yeah, you got
this.
Well,
fine. And, you know, apparently he's going to hook up a Supergirl.
Yeah.
So, I mean, evidently, dude. I mean, she's some good-looking wool. What, you know what I mean?
Sometimes you just need a little bit of good-looking wool, man.
So you can't resist it. And of course, Mitch realizes, obviously, the truth that the one thing that mattered in his entire life was always right in front of his eyes.
And it was
the classic story, dude. and it was Norman. No, it was a representative of Norman. It was his family, dude. His wife, his children. That was the most important thing. It wasn't how his life turned out. It wasn't these things like that he hoped would happen that didn't come to fruition. It was what he built. His wife, his family were the most important to him. And so he arrives back home in the next scene in New York, happier, healthy, with a new perspective on life and his family.
And a new family member.
Everyone, this is Norman.
It's a cow.
Good old Norman.
You hear him, kids? He's saying hello.
Yeah. So Norman the calf is their new pet.
Bro,
the
scene where they're in their like family truckster or the van, and the calf is hanging out of the dude. It's such a great scene, dude. It's so cool. So yeah, he actually, in his sympathy, he rescues Norman from the meat market, and that's his pet. And
yeah, she's like, we can't have a cow, and he's like, it's just for a week, and then I'll give him to the petting zoo.
Yeah,
right. Until City Slickers 2, which will live.
We'll hopefully visit that one later on, man. So again, great movie. If you haven't seen it in a while, go watch it. It's just a good movie, man. It's just a feel-good movie, a good bros journey.
Fantastic.
You know, like I think this was one of my picks, and I knew that I liked it. But it'd been so long since I'd seen it, I forgot how much I liked it.
Yeah, same here. This was a good call, man.
So good, man. Watch it with your family again. Your mom, your dad, if they're still around, dude.
Dude, watch it 100%, man. So, guys, from the movie City Slickers, what is your favorite line? And I'm going to go first, and I got to.
Rolling, rolling, rolling. Keep them doggies rolling. Man, my ass is swollen, right?
Because I said it 1,000 freaking times and forgot where I got it from. So, Shadwick, what do you got, man?
That's neck and neck with my other favorite of yours.
You wouldn't like to screw her brains out?
Lovely image. It ranks right up there with my other favorite of yours. Bang the shit out of her.
That is a great delivery by Billy Crystal. And that Leaf fan, go ahead and bring us home.
Dude, I gotta go with another Billy Crystal line, dude. And it's the one where he's laying in the bed with his wife.
Is Barbara with you?
No, she's working the streets, and she likes to have breakfast with a pimp. She should be in around 7:30.
Yeah. She'd work the streets all night, you know?
She worked the streets, dude.
Honorable mention for the entire classroom theme from the construction worker.
I yelled down at her, hey, you can't go there, you stupid bitch.
5,000 goddamn grain on it.
Dude, he's had super strength from all those sausages he ate.
That's the moral of the moral of the story.
Yeah.
Maybe you won't have a superhuman freak.
Eat more sausage.
To rescue your little ass.
Yeah, exactly, man. So, guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like, subscribe, tell your friends about us. Visit us on Patreon, all of those fun things on social media. And, guys, with that, we'll take it over to our Norm Macdonald clip of the week.
This week at the O.J. Simpson civil trial, the focus shifted from the defendant to the alleged character flaws of Nicole Brown Simpson. Attorney for O.J. hammered away at her lifestyle, citing sexual promiscuity, drug use, and the fact that she married a double murderer.